Greetings, fellow classic TV fans. From 1965 to 67, F Troop ran on ABC for 65 episodes. While the Old West comedy focused on the major comedic talents of its cast, they also had some pretty funny Native American neighbors in the Hakawi tribe. They claimed to originally be from Massachusetts, but moved west because the Pilgrims ruined the neighborhood. The Hakawi took on their name during their migration west once they realized they were lost. Thus the term, "Where the heck are we?" became, "We're the Hakawi." The writers initially wanted to call them the Fugawi, but the censors got the joke. Frank DeCova played the chief, claiming they were proud descendants of cowards. He even had his name changed from Yellow Chicken to Wild Eagle. Edward Everett Horton appeared in the first season as Medicine Man Roaring Chicken. He was the son of Sitting Duck. Horton was the recognizable narrator of Rocky and Bullwinkle's Fractured Fairy Tales. Well, F Troop surely fractured some fairy tales of the Old West, but they sure knew how to make it funny in the process. Greetings, fellow classic TV fans. After the Beatles cartoon blazed a Saturday morning trail, the Jackson 5 did their own. It aired in 1971 and 72 for 23 episodes and was fittingly on ABC. Although it was a kids' show, it was also great publicity for the group as each episode featured their hit songs. It was co-produced by Motown Productions and Rankin and Bass, famous for their classic Christmas specials. Reportedly, the real Jacksons were too busy to voice their characters, but they did pose for their portraits used in the beginning and ending of the show. The legendary voice actor Paul Frees voiced many of the characters, including their manager, Berry Gordy. And it's interesting that the first episode featured the real voice of Diana Ross playing herself. As Michael's pets, there was Rosie the Snake, and with a nod to their musical hero, his rats, Ray and Charles. Apparently, Ben was eyeing a movie career. In the mid-80s, it was re-aired, inspired by Michael's huge success and a Jacksons reunion tour. And for ABC, that decision was as simple as do-re-mi. Greetings, fellow classic TV fans. Did you know that in 1969, public broadcasting was facing major budget cuts? And who came to the rescue? None other than Mr. Rogers himself. His 6.5-minute speech to a U.S. senator left the man with goosebumps. How? He proved that he genuinely cared about the well-being and mental health of all children. This helped raise PBS funding by $20 million. So aside from having 29 honorary degrees from different colleges, having a Peabody Award, 4 Emmys, writing the scripts, the music, and being the puppeteer for his show, this was just a drop in the bucket for Fred Rogers. Greetings, fellow classic TV fans. It looks like science fiction may become science fact when it comes to autonomous vehicles. Ominous tales of artificial intelligence were popular on Star Trek. The 53rd episode in 1968, titled The Ultimate Computer, was no exception. The DC Fontana script, like many Star Trek episodes, had a thinly veiled social statement, this one touching on job losses due to mechanization. Dr. Richard Daystrom, played by actor William Marshall, created the M5. This ultimate computer was to take over many of the humanized tasks on the ship, only more quickly and more efficiently. But he didn't divulge that it was infused with a human mind. His only problem? He was deranged. The M5, of course, malfunctions, thus using the Enterprise to destroy other ships and crew members during mock war games. Fortunately, Kirk had experience at talking computers to death, as seen in the episodes The Changeling and Return of the Archons. A disappointed Spock then summarizes that even though computers are more efficient than humans, they're not better. I hope he was right. Safe driving, everyone! Greetings, fellow classic TV fans. Jack Nicholson, Heath Ledger, and Jared Leto all have two things in common. One, they've all won Oscars, and two, they've all played the Joker in the live-action films. The classic TV live-action version of the supervillain was played by Cesar Romero, and he had something none of those other guys had: a mustache. Greetings, fellow classic TV fans. We all know the big, lovable bear of a man, Dan Blocker, as Hoss Cartwright on Bonanza. For a total of 13 seasons from 1959 to 72, Dan played this larger-than-life character. With westerns seeming to be his specialty, he left a huge legacy on classic TV. For instance, he appeared on shows like Wagon Train, Have Gun Will Travel, and Cheyenne. He also appeared on Gunsmoke, Maverick, The Rifleman, and many more. His reputation off-camera was that of a friendly, humble man, much like his character on Bonanza. In contrast to the slightly dim-witted Hoss, Dan was actually a highly educated man with a degree in English and a master's degree in dramatic arts. His two sons followed in his showbiz footsteps. Dirk Blocker currently plays Detective Hitchcock on NBC's hit Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and his brother David is also an executive producer. In 1979, Michael Landon and Lauren Green bought a stretch of beach in Malibu and donated it back to the state in Dan's memory, which to this day is still recognized as Dan Blocker Beach.